should he fight next? Shakur wants to go to 135. Shakur wants to, I'm going to tell y'all a fighter. A lot of y'all might disagree with me. I'm going to tell y'all a fighter that can get with Shakur.
Tim Bradley has dropped a bombshell in the boxing world by naming a fighter that most fans aren't even talking about as the one man who could truly test Shakur Stevenson, and it's definitely not who you'd expect.
I ain't say beat him, but I'm saying that can get with him. That's on his level. Like this. His name is Shakur Foster.
The weekend's events at Madison Square Garden have sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Shakur Stevenson cementing his legacy by capturing the WBO Super Lightweight Championship through a commanding unanimous decision victory over Teofimo Lopez. This triumph elevated the Newark native to 4-division world champion status, and remarkably, he achieved this feat faster than any boxer in history. The judges were unanimous in their assessment, all scoring the bout identically at 119 to 109 in favor of Stevenson, leaving no doubt about who controlled the ring that Saturday night. The performance was nothing short of spectacular, with Stevenson displaying the complete arsenal that has made him one of boxing's most technically gifted fighters. Lopez found himself consistently outmaneuvered, unable to implement any effective offense against the defensive wizardry and precise counterpunching of his opponent. It was the kind of masterclass that has analysts already debating whether Stevenson belongs in conversations about all-time greats, despite still being only 28 years old. Following the decisive victory, attention immediately turned to what comes next for Stevenson, and the speculation has been intense. The immediate aftermath provided some drama when British welterweight Benn climbed into the ring for a face-off with the newly crowned champion, setting social media ablaze with talk of a potential clash between the two. Beyond Benn, the usual suspects have been mentioned repeatedly as potential opponents, with names like Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney circulating in discussions among fans and pundits alike.
Hey, Ben, we can get it banging, boy. We can get it banging, boy. I want that same rehydration clause that you put on Eubank Jr., and I want to fight.
You're too small for me, bro. You're too small for me. You're tiny. You're tiny.
You've just had a massive fight. Why did Shakur... Oh, by the way, someone's here. Benn, get in. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like, okay. So we're setting up for this fight. Usually when you start seeing stuff like that, them fights usually happen.
Yeah.
That's usually just how it seems, because if I'm winning my world title and the biggest fight in the division, I'm not letting someone else get in my ring and taking the moment off me.
So you think it's maybe a
unless it's done. Unless it's done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But
unless it's on the direction to being done, get the ring.
However, former two-weight world champion Tim Bradley has thrown a curveball into the conversation. Taking to his YouTube channel, Bradley offered an assessment that caught many off guard. Rather than endorsing the high-profile names being thrown around, Bradley pointed to a fighter who recently made the move to the lightweight division as the one who could provide Stevenson with his toughest challenge yet. Bradley acknowledged that his pick might be controversial and that fans could disagree with his assessment. He made clear that he wasn't necessarily predicting this fighter would defeat Stevenson, but rather that this individual possessed the specific skill set needed to compete at Stevenson's elite level. The name Bradley put forward was Shakur Foster, a fighter who may not carry the same mainstream recognition as some of the other names being mentioned, but who Bradley believes has the technical prowess to make things interesting.
Shakur goes down and fight that man right there. Because I'm saying Tank ain't gonna fight him if he goes down to 35. Like, when you a fighter and you fight at a certain level, right? You get a certain amount of money. Like, you trying to be like, all right, I'm trying to either meet that and get a little bit more money, or, I'm trying to surpass that. I'm trying to challenge somebody even better than that. Easy. So, Shakur Foster, as far as notoriety, he's not bigger than Tio. But I'm telling y'all, as far as skill, and I believe Shakur should be on a pound-for-pound list. Shakur should be on a pound-for-pound list. Right now, he should be number 10. Shakur, you need to go ahead and slide him up top 5. Slide him up top 5. For real.
In making his case, Bradley conceded that Foster lacks the name recognition of someone like Teofimo Lopez. However, when it comes to pure boxing ability and technical skills, Bradley rates Foster extremely highly. The former champion went so far as to suggest that Foster deserves consideration for pound-for-pound rankings, a bold statement that speaks to Bradley's respect for the fighter's abilities. Bradley broke down the specific attributes that make Foster such an intriguing matchup for Stevenson. The range management and distance control that Foster employs mirror some of Stevenson's own strengths, creating a potential chess match between two highly skilled technicians. Foster's speed with the jab, particularly coming from his natural southpaw stance, presents a unique challenge. Bradley also noted an interesting historical detail, mentioning that the last fighter to defeat Stevenson in amateur competition was also a southpaw, suggesting a potential vulnerability.
He just beat the best 140-pounder in the damn world with no tune-ups. No tune-ups. Period. Just, oh, I'm going, yeah, I got him. Yeah, no problem. Easy work. But O'Shaquie, they got history. O'Shaquie has a lot of what Shakur has with the distance. Got a fast jab too, coming from the southpaw stance. The last fighter that beat Shakur Stevenson was a damn southpaw. O'Shaquie can switch to orthodox too. He can. O'Shaquie big too. He not no small 130-pounder. He pretty big too. Got a little size on him. Got some reach on him. Got some pop on him. O'Shaquie lets that backhand go too. Sometimes he holds on a little bit too much too for my liking. Wish he threw that mug a little bit more too. But skill for skill, that distance stuff, punches coming and tuck right here and counter the pulls, all of that. O'Shaquie got slip counters. He weaves. He can go to the body well. O'Shaquie got a little bit more than Shakur Stevenson. His inside game ain't near Shakur's. I promise you that. It ain't there yet. He can do some of the stuff he can do. However, that's where I think Shakur is a little bit better than O'Shaquie, is an inside with his control.
Foster's resume backs up Bradley's assessment. He currently holds the WBC Interim Lightweight Championship following an impressive victory over Stephen Fulton this past December. Before that, he enjoyed a reign as WBC Super Featherweight World Champion, proving his ability to compete at the highest levels. The skill is undeniable to anyone who watches him fight, but the question remains whether Foster has accumulated enough mainstream appeal to convince promoters and networks that a bout with Stevenson would capture public interest. Meanwhile, the Benn situation continues to generate headlines. Four-time super middleweight champion Carl Froch has weighed in on the potential matchup, and his assessment was brutally honest. Speaking on his own YouTube platform, Froch didn't mince words about how he sees a Stevenson versus Benn encounter playing out. Froch's position is that Benn would enter such a fight as a massive underdog, and the reasoning is straightforward. Despite Benn's popularity and his exciting fighting style, Froch pointed out significant gaps in his competitive resume. The British fighter has never competed for an English title, a British title, a Commonwealth title, or a European title.
He's just getting totally written off. Nobody's giving Conor Benn a chance at all, and you can see why. Conor Benn is still learning on the job. He's never fought for an English, British, Commonwealth, European title. He's never fought for a world title. He's got a good win against Chris Algieri. He's obviously had them two mega fights with Chris Eubank Jr. But he's not ready for them kind of opponents, in my opinion. It just might be. You never know. Conor Benn might get in there and he might shock the world and shock everyone and do really well. I mean, I've come and do a little bit of criticism of Conor Benn himself. I spoke to him the other day. He wasn't very happy. I mean, we get on all right. We had a laugh. But I mentioned the word novice, which I suppose novice is a little bit harsh for Conor, because he's not a novice. But in boxing terms, if you've not won an English, British or even area title, and then you start looking at European and world titles, if you're nowhere near that level where you can say I've got this title, then you're still a novice pro, you're still learning. He's got no amateur pedigree at all, so in that sense he's a novice, but he is a very exciting prospect. So he got the ump, and I'm talking about him in the same breath as Shakur Stevenson, which I can't believe, because he's not ready for that yet. It's no criticism. If he goes in there and he gives Stevenson a fight, Stevenson called him in the ring, he got in, and there was exchanging verbal abuse. Stevenson's probably thinking, actually Conor Benn's a big fighter in England, he brings a crowd, so it'll bring the money. So you'll think, I fancy that. It's a steady fight. Like, Conor Benn thinks he's too big for him, but sometimes size doesn't matter. And for this one, I just think Shakur Stevenson will be far too talented for Conor Benn.
Andre Ward has also contributed to the discussion surrounding a potential Stevenson-Benn matchup. The former pound-for-pound #1, who has played a significant role in guiding Stevenson's career development, made a prediction that has the boxing community talking. Ward's assessment is that Stevenson would completely dominate Benn if they met at welterweight. Ward acknowledged that Benn brings genuine danger to every fight and that his come-forward style has made him a favorite among fans. He expressed respect for what Benn accomplishes in the ring and his aggressive approach. However, Ward emphasized that these qualities would prove insufficient against someone with Stevenson's exceptional technical abilities. The skill gap, according to Ward, would be too substantial for Benn to overcome, regardless of his other attributes.
He's in there in the ring with Conor Benn. Do you like that fight for sure?
Absolutely, yeah.
How do you think that one goes?
Conor's always dangerous. He's gonna come forward, but man, it's gonna look a lot like that. And there's no disrespect to Conor Benn. You know, I respect what he does and how he does it, but the skill set, bro, is different.
From the undercard of the Madison Square Garden event, former WBO lightweight champion Keyshawn Davis offered his perspective on Stevenson's performance. Davis, who made his own successful return to action after being away from the ring since February of the previous year, was backstage during the main event. He dropped former world title challenger Jermaine Ortiz multiple times en route to a 12th round technical knockout victory, but his attention was clearly divided. Davis described watching Stevenson's performance while fulfilling post-fight testing requirements. He expressed excitement at how thoroughly Stevenson was controlling the fight, characterizing it as one-sided from his vantage point. Davis, who shares a close friendship with Stevenson, conveyed genuine happiness for his countryman's achievement and the dominant manner in which he secured the victory.
Shakur, dominant performance, only lost a round, which is pretty incredible.
He gave him that round, so he took that round off. I know Shakur, he took that round off.
Well, as a fighter, what were you watching in there as the fight was progressing?
Bro, the whole time, I had to take I'm taking a P test, you know what I'm saying? So the whole time in the backstage, bro, I'm just going crazy. Like, oh, he beat him up. It's easy work. Like, he's beating Tio up. Like, it's not even a close fight, you know what I'm saying? So I was just happy for him. Super happy for him.
Man, he called out Conor Benn. You guys both trying to maybe co-main and main event in the UK with all these UK guys?
Hey, man, how big this event was, bro. Like, I ain't tripping. Let's do it. Like, we probably bring like 50,000 fans this time, you know what I'm saying, going to the UK, bro. So let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Stevenson himself has revealed insight into how the fight unfolded from his perspective. In an interview with The Ring magazine, the champion disclosed that he knew very early in the contest that victory was assured. As early as the second round, Stevenson felt confident enough to tell his corner team that he was the stronger fighter. That realization provided him with additional confidence that carried through the remaining 10 rounds as he systematically broke down Lopez's resistance. The Stevenson camp is already looking ahead, with expectations that the champion will return to action sometime during the summer months. The 28-year-old has expressed interest in the Benn fight, keeping that option on the table despite the weight difference and the questions about competitive balance. Meanwhile, the Lopez camp has offered their explanation for what went wrong. Teofimo Lopez Sr., who serves as his son's trainer, spoke candidly about the defeat to seconds out. The elder Lopez expressed satisfaction with their training camp and the preparation work they completed. The sparring sessions had given him confidence that victory was achievable, making the actual fight result all the more frustrating. According to Lopez Sr., the problem wasn't preparation, but execution. He felt his son failed to implement the game plan they had developed, which was specifically designed to disrupt Stevenson's rhythm and prevent him from utilizing his best attributes. Lopez Sr. was clear in his assessment that the fighter who appeared in the ring that night wasn't representative of his son's true abilities.
I was 100% sure we was going to win. For some reason, the game plan, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do. His rhythm was supposed to be different, where we were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best, you know what I'm saying? But that was not my son in there. I don't know what happened. It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like, that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not there. He's still 28 years old. He's still not in his prime, and we're coming back stronger than ever. Next time, I think he's ready to go to 147.
The boxing world now waits to see which path Stevenson chooses, whether he pursues the high-profile but potentially mismatched Benn fight, targets the big names at lightweight like Davis or Haney, or takes Bradley's advice and tests himself against the technically gifted Foster. The 4-division champion has positioned himself as one of the sport's most compelling figures moving forward.